Hi everyone, it's Sue here from Scrappy Doo Sue. I hope everyone's doing okay. It's the weekend. We've had very nice weather, a few showers, and it's been a bit humid actually. Apart from that, it's been very good. We've actually been to the garden centre today and I had a look for a few bits to put in the garden. My husband's aunt is going to be 93 next week, so his mother lives in Ireland, so she asked us if we'd go and buy her a nice big pot to put outside her in her garden with a nice plant to put in it. So we did find a really nice pot full of beautiful summer bedding plants. I mean, she's not able to look after them herself, but she has someone who comes in every day and she gets them to water them, and she has two sons who go round and they're, you know, quite capable of sorting it out when it dies off a bit in the autumn time. So I think she's going to like it because it's instant colour, it's beautiful, it's full of all sorts and beautiful colours. So we had a nice time today having a wander around the garden centre, which wasn't that busy actually. I don't really know what people are up to, because I went into town yesterday and had my hair done, and it was very quiet, very, very quiet. And they actually said in the hairdressers that after the manic scramble to get people to get their hair done when we came out of lockdown recently and they were allowed to open again, she said it's gone very, very quiet. So I suppose people have all done what they want to have done, and they're just going to get back into the normal routine again, I suppose. But anyway, I hope you're all well, and as I say, I hope you've all had a good weekend so far and enjoyed whatever it is that you've been doing. So today I'm going to be doing what I think is the last episode of the Dee Dee Farago Pocket Challenge on YouTube, hashtag 2021 TCTC. Now, this was episode 25 for me, but Dee Dee's put it up as episode 26, and there isn't an episode 25 on her channel, so I'm not quite sure what's happened, but this is the most recent episode, so I'm not sure if she's going to continue with this or whether she's ended it now. So I will look out and see if there's another episode coming up. Otherwise, I shall be starting to think about a new project or challenge to follow as part of my YouTubing. I've really enjoyed doing these, and it helps to build up your stash of ephemera for pieces that you want to make, adding into your journals and folios and things like that. And this is quite a simple, straightforward one. We'll just make 2 of them today because we want to decorate them. And we're using cardstock, which is, I believe this is about 180 GSM. It's out of a one-off Bow Bunny page. So what does it say? Does it say it's just called Heavyweight Paper, and it's from their Rose Cafe design. So I do buy the odd piece separately as one page. It's double-sided, which is nice, and it's just the right thickness for this type of pocket. I buy them from the Fruit Pixie, and they have a lovely shop on their website, which is www.fruitpixie.co.uk. They also have an Etsy shop, but they do sell a few more things on their website shop that they don't seem to have on their Etsy shop. So I can put the link to their website below and their Etsy shop if you want, and see what you think. So let's get started. So I've cut 2 pieces ready, and we needed a piece that was, and these are directional actually, I think. We needed a piece that was 3 3/4 inches wide, 9.5 inches long. In centimetres, that is 9.5 centimetres wide and 23 centimetres long. So So I've cut 2 pieces because I want to make 2. So you need your score board for this if you have one. So we're going to score the first score line at 5 inches here, like so. And then we're going to score the second one at 8 inches, like that. Okay. And then we take the shorter flap where we've a shorter fold, and we fold it up like this, and then where you've folded this tiny little fold at the end, you're going to fold that back down on itself. So it's a good idea to have double-sided paper. So that is basically the piece that we need. Okay, so we're going to use a corner rounder. Sorry, I think I knocked the camera then. And we're going to just cut the corners of the small flap. Now you don't have to do this, it's entirely up to you, it's entirely optional. Now that doesn't seem to want to cut that now. This is very temperamental, this corner rounder I found. Right, that's better. Okay, so while we're here, before we put the scoreboard away, we will score the second piece in the same manner. So I'm going to score it this way round this time. So I'm going to score it at 5 inches and I'm scoring it at 8 inches. Okay, so now we can put this scoreboard back. Excuse the noise. Right, so we're going to push so have it in half to start with at the first score line, push that up to the top and bring the small flap down, round your corners, and we can round the corners of the back piece as well to match that flap. Okay, all right, and then what we're going to do next is we're going to make a hole in this flap for a brad to go through. So you're going to need some brads and you're going to need something to make a hole with. So I'm going to use my crocodile and I'm going to use the smallest hole this side, and this here is 1 inch in width, and it enables you, oh gosh, mine's stiff, I don't hardly use this part of it, but it enables you to determine the depth where you want the hole on the paper. So Dee Dee did hers at 1/2 inch-ish, about a click past it. So let's see where that takes us. So just 1 click past 1 inch, I think she said. I don't even know if I can move it. Honestly, that's gone on. That's it. I think that it. So going to eyeball the centre. We're going to put a hole in there like so. Okay. Then we want a brad. So my paper is sort of a. This is a sort of a very pale pinky colour with a background damask pattern and green and ivory at the front. So I think we're going to use a gold one today. Well, I have got some small pink ones. I haven't used those before. Just get one of those out. See now with that's quite. Let's just pop that through and see. That's quite nice actually. So it's from their Rosebud collection, so Rose Cafe collection I should say. So now the challenge is to get these feet undone at the back. Okay, give that a good press down like so. That's it. I don't know if that brad's going to be actually big enough. Even though that's the smallest crocodile hole, that I can see the edge of the hole. Let me find a slightly bigger one. So it's going to have to be one of these. Now I prefer that pink, so while we're here we'll get 2 out that are the same. Okay, right, now let's go. Let's put this in. I don't think this is going to show the hole. No, it won't. So this is better. I don't have any sort of fancy head brads. I know Dee Dee's got a box full of them. So then you want your glue. And I just realised I've left the cap off of this. And we want to glue this flat down. So we're just going to take our glue and go all the way up to that fold line, all the way across. And we are gluing that down to there. So that's your little flap. Okay. Then we want to ink round. So I have a problem with my dauber at the moment. The dauber pads won't stick to this head, so I have ordered some more. So in the meantime, I'm just going to have to use it manually, and I'm going to swap a vintage photo for a slightly paler one. Let's have a look, see what we've got. Let's have tea dye. I think tea dye is paler than vintage photo if I look at the pictures. I'm just going to have to, so have to excuse me, but I'm going to have to use it manually and very carefully. So I'm just going to distress the edges of mine just to get rid of the white card showing where we've cut it, and just to define the edges a bit. So it's been a great day. Sunday's here and I'm very excited because tomorrow is my first non-working Monday. So I should have just stressed that before I stuck it down, so we didn't do that. Okay, so that's that. Yes, so it's my first Monday of not working and I'm really excited about, you know, having an opportunity to do some more crafting. Although I went on my YouTube studio today and I realised that I was up to 70 subscribers and two people have actually dropped off, so I'm now down to 68 again. So there's a little bit of a heart wrench really. I don't think I should take it personally, but you can't help but do so. Worry about whether, you know, you're actually any good. So that's kind of my concern at the moment. But I really enjoy this. I know I'm not the most artistic person in the world, but I only had my YouTube channel for a short while as an active channel. So I'm going to give it some time. I'm not giving up. Whatever happens, even if I'm videoing to nobody, I'm still going to carry on. So I love what I'm doing, and I think the downside probably for subscribers on my channel is because I can't get on and do as much as everyone else, because I work I worked full time up until Monday. Now I'm working 4 days a week, so I'm hoping I'll be able to do a bit more and get a bit more done. So that's my plan anyway. So I don't know how to attract new subscribers, to be honest. I'm not very forward when it comes to asking for anything or putting myself out there, and I think that might be one of my downfalls. But anyway, let's carry on with this. So this is the one we've made, so that's all we've done, and we've made a top pocket now in here with a little flap over, which is like a little button down flap, and it's really cute. And we've made, if you glue it down 2 sides and along the bottom, we made a top loading pocket. or if you glue it along the top, bottom and down that side, it's a side tuck, or vice versa, that side is a side tuck, or you can just glue it 2 sides and have this as a nice tuck. So that would be quite nice, wouldn't it? So let's do the other one and then we'll decorate them. So we'll put that one there. Okay, so I have to look on this side for the shorter flap because this paper's quite busy. It's beautiful green botanical style paper, and I really do like it on a sort of a grid paper background, but it's difficult to see your lines when you've scored it. I'm just looking for my bone folder. Why is it I always put things back where I found them? They're never there when I want them. Okay, we just had a bone folder as well because we'll have to use this one, but this is not my favourite one. The last time that one went missing, I had sent it to a lady with a journal that she bought from me. And she had kindly sent it back, so I was very lucky actually that she did. So I am grateful to her. Just getting rid of that wire from I use my mobile phone to film with, and it's on an overhead holder, you know, that clips to the shelf above the desk. So this time I'm going to use a 7mm corner rounder because I think it's more defined. And this time we're going to ink around the whole thing before we glue anything down or do anything. So again, I'm manually using this dauber pad. But as I say, I've ordered some more and hopefully they will come tomorrow. But, you know, I don't know what. I have had that dauber for a very long time, probably from day one. And I was crafting before I even started my YouTube channel. So I think it's probably done very well for its time. But I'm a bit disappointed. The design is not good because these pads literally stick on to the dauber head, and it's obvious that the stickiness has gone. Now I could glue a pad on, but then these pads need changing quite a lot when you're doing a lot of crafting. So I'm thinking, you know, if I glued one on, then I'm stuck with it really. So again, just putting a hole there, getting our brad, and we're going to put that through, just checking that some of these brads are not very well made, and I find that 1 or 2 of them are a bit, well, they're defects basically. So we have got our little flap, and we're going to glue that down. So we're just going to glue down that, all of that flap from that score line down. Like so. I guess if you wanted to, you could just glue down 2 sides of this flap and have it as a tuck if you really wanted to. So it's quite a versatile piece. And once you've done that, we're just going to glue down the 2 sides of this next flap to make our pocket. Yes, if anyone's got any ideas about how I can advertise myself, I belong to a couple of, you know, groups on Facebook, and I have an IG channel. I don't have a Scrappy Doo Sue Facebook page, and I certainly wouldn't have time for that, to be honest. And, oh, sorry about that. And the pressure of making sure everyone was happy and looked after on it. Just looking for my pin for a minute. But I have, you know, obviously I'm on Facebook, and I've put my eat details in the bio part of my channel, and I also am on IG, and I do share things on there, and I do follow lots of people and I have followers, but I guess I need to advertise my YouTube channel a bit more effectively. So if anyone has any ideas, so we've got 2 identical ones we've made and we're going to decorate them. So I thought, because it's called Rose Cafe, I've got some of the Tim Holtz roses out, which I thought would be quite nice on the front, maybe at the back. Some of these pieces are big. I think that one's designed to sort of go along that way. So, I mean, that's probably designed to go up that way, so maybe won't use that one. That one we could use because we haven't got to lift the flap up at all, so that would be quite nice. Okay, so I thought that we would use those, and then this one looks taller because I've rounded the corners with a smaller rounder. That's quite interesting, isn't it? Just has the appearance of looking a bit taller. So I have a couple of birds out of a lovely book which I have here, and I could show you quickly. It's called A Country Woman's Journal, and it's a book that lifts up this way. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat, and it's absolutely beautiful, and it's going through the months and the seasons. And this is a lady, Margaret her name is, and again Margaret was very, very talented, like Edith Holden, so it's got some pictures of her life and everything in it, but all the script, the writing that she kept, all the birds and the eggs. So it is a beautiful book to get. So it's called A Country Woman's Journal, and it's by a lady called Margaret Shaw. Okay, and it's called The Sketchbooks of a Passionate Naturalist. Even that front cover is lovely. That front panel is very nice indeed. I suppose if you wanted to make it into a journal when you finish with it, you could have it on the side like that, although that page is stuck to the front. And this actually was given to somebody. This belonged to a lady. Oh, it actually says Miss M.G. Shaw, copyhold near Hazelmere. But I think that's part of the book. I don't think that was written by somebody. I think that's a photocopy of the book, because when was this published? It's obviously a modern version. Anyway, and it's like a material cover. It's very nice. So we've got some birds out of here. There's a little wren, which I thought would be quite nice. And I was going to collage around it, but I thought if we left some of the wording on it, so we could have a bird on that one. There's another piece there with some chaffinches there, bullfinches, chaffinches. Got some bits of paper to make a tag with, so we could have a bird on here, or we could have a butterfly on these and make the birds, make bird tags. That would be quite nice, wouldn't it? That's not something I've done before. So we could have butterfly up here. Now these butterflies are out of the snippets, Tim Holtz snippets, and I keep forgetting to use these. So we've got a bee, and we've got a butterfly, and I've got a couple of the little snippets. So there's a vintage postage stamp, and there's a couple of labels, field label and specimen label there, which would be quite nice, I think, to use. I think that's what we're going to do. I think we'll, and we could have put some lace on actually. I'll just get some lace out. Excuse me. Should have got that out sooner. I always think I've got everything out I could possibly need, and then I realise that I still need something else. And I have got a, I'm looking for a narrow piece of lace. All my lace is still in the bags that they came in, but kind of divided up at the moment. I haven't thought of a nice way of keeping them. I know Angela Kerr has got hers all in colour order and they're all beautifully kept. So I need to do something like that really with mine, I think. Do we have any nice thin lace? So we've got this lace here. I'll just bring it over. This is very pretty, and this is sort of an ivory lace, so that would be nice. That would be quite nice, perhaps over there maybe. I do like that actually, so I think we'll do that on both of those. So we'll cut a piece off and we'll use the beacon 3-in-1. And we'll stick this down, but we need to ink around these because they have got this white border. So I'm not sure I'm very effective doing this by hand. I miss my dobber. Oh dear, that was the last thing I thought would give up the ghost, that dobber. Has it happened to any of you? I would love to know. So let's stick this on first. So I'm going to stick it like that because there isn't a bottom end here. It all goes up in that direction. So that's what we're going to do. Hope you can see me all right. Yes, I hope Auntie Joan likes this lovely pot we bought with all these beautiful summer, well, they're summer, seasonal summer flowers in, and ivy and all sorts. I mean, it's very, very, very pretty indeed. So I'm sure she's going to like it. She's a lovely lady too, and she's done quite a few, had a few careers in her lifetime, bless her. Husband died at a fairly young age, so she brought her 3 boys up single-handedly. And back then that was no mean feat, and she worked in a laundry for many, many years, very hard work. And also she then went on, when she retired from all of that, she then went on to work as a carer in an elderly person's home, and she was older than some of the people she was looking after. So she was absolutely amazing. I think women of that generation had an awful lot of stamina and, you know, were amazing women for their time, considering, you know, the constraints they were under, really, compared to our lives today. So, and obviously, you know, I'm sure my mother-in-law would be, is desperate to come over and see her, because she spent a lot of time with Joan when she was growing up. She came over and stayed with her for long periods during the summer holidays and things like that. So she kind of looks upon her as almost a second mum. And I think Joan's, you know, got some health issues, and I think Marion, my mother-in-law, is quite concerned, you know, that because of all the business with travel and everything at the moment, that she might not get to see her. But my mother-in-law's just finished her 3rd book in a trilogy about family, their family, my husband's family, and on his mum's side, and she actually reads the books. She's read the books, and she's in the process of reading the 3rd novel in the trilogy to Joan over the phone. As Joan says, she hasn't got the stamina now to you know, sit and read a book. So that's lovely, isn't it? I'm just going to put a bit more there because this lace seems to want to sit up a bit. So there we have that. Let's just trim those off at the end like so. Yeah, so I think my husband's going to pop round and see her after work. She doesn't get up very early in the day anymore. I don't blame her either at her age. I think she gets up around lunchtime now, and she lives in a tiny little village in Oxfordshire, not far from us. We're sort of over the border, and she really, you know, does have a lot of people around her. When it was her 90th, she actually had a party in the village, and everybody from the whole village came to it, as well as family. It was amazing. Really was. Absolutely amazing. Everyone loves her. So she's lived there, oh gosh, more years than we can mention, actually. So I was going to do a little collage of music paper at the top as a backing for the butterfly and the bee. So we will distress around these. Now these snippets, field note snippets, they're actually edged in a grey sort of card. So quite like that. So I think we're going to tear that down a bit more, like so. And put that up there. Now, do I want anything else to go with that? I've got a little bit of vintage dictionary page, so that would be quite nice to kind of have it like that with just two pieces like that. I'm just going to make them a little bit smaller, so I just want to take that verse off. Don't really want that, I just want the music. So if we put this up the right way and have this, just take a tiny bit off of that. Have that on there like so. Now, is that enough, or do we want something else? And we've got a bit of Edith Holden page, but the colour of the page is really lovely. So that would be quite nice, I think, to have a third piece. Just tear that down. Probably tore that in the wrong direction because I could see all the fibres. So I'm going to have to tear that edge off now. And let's tear this straight edge off. And we will have a piece like that. So I think we'll have it like that. We'll have it, so rather than put it on the back of some fibres, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to ink round these. If I use the right side of the ink pad, it would help, wouldn't it? I have got some of those makeup brushes, but I don't think they're very effective for edging, distressing the edges. Oh, I'm now in the swing of it, look. Oh, I can't believe that I'm not working tomorrow and no Mondays going down the line. So I am lucky that I've been able to do that. I have that underneath like that, and that one maybe like that, I think. So we will move those, glue this down. That's not our dog barking, by the way. I've got the window open, so somebody's dog outside. We have a nice area around the back of our little estate that we live in, and it's all open with trees and shrubs, and it has actually got a little walkway all the way around it, so we get a lot of dog walkers coming down to go around there. Oh, it's lovely. There's some beautiful chestnut trees over there, and there are about 4 actually, one really young one and 2 fully grown ones, and then one sort of in between, and they have all got different colour blossom, absolutely beautiful, various shades of pink and white. So I'm going to have that butterfly on there like that. Okay, and then we will put this up here in the corner. I don't want to make it too busy because actually, you know, this is the back of the pocket anyway, so I have to remember that. So I think we're just going to stick that one on. And we'll have that one up there like so. There, so that's the first pocket. Okay, now let's look at this one. So we have this very magnificent butterfly, or we have this beautiful bee. I don't quite like the bee, so I'm going to ink the bee up. So this is tea dye that I'm using. It's a little bit lighter than Vintage Photo, just for these more delicate pieces. So here's our music paper. Let's see, what else do we want with that? I'm just wondering whether to just make it into a little collage on that, just that one piece, rather than making it any wider. So this time, let's see what we've got over here. Well, I think I've got a bit of this. Let's see whether this would make any difference. Take that fibrous edge off. So it's funny how some papers do have this directional sort of fibrous thing when you, so I quite like that. It's just small and compact in that area, but it's still collage, so going to do that this time. Yeah, so when you tear some paper it's fine. I think it just depends on how it's been made, what size, you know, weight it is, and what it's actually been made with, you know, what type of paper, I suppose. It's very tiny, this piece. Actually, I'm thinking I prefer this side because the other side has got the word drum on it, which I don't think is relevant to this piece. So bye bye drum. I must say I really do love this art glitter glue. Let's give that a good ink round. It's quite pale. It's a beautiful colour green. It's funny because my favourite colours from as far back as I can remember has always been green. I've yet to make a botanical journal, although, you know, I have got everything I could need for one. So now that I'm free to work, do a bit more on the crafting side, I think, you know, that could go on my list of things I want to do. I think actually I'd like to make a file folder next. That would be nice. Okay, so which of these do we want? The large one which says field label, or specimen? I think specimen is nice. Just looking to see if I've got any of the, I keep little tiny pieces of this fibre in here, and just a tiny piece poking out would be quite nice, maybe. No, I changed my mind, I don't like it, because I think with the lace, I don't think it goes. So I'm just putting it down as it is. Could, because we must remember this is the back of the pocket anyway. So let's make sure that's straight. I feel like my fingers are extremely gluey. So there we have both of them. Okay, I'll just pin the glue because we're going to then make some tags. Oh, okay. So there we have these. Now I have some craft tags here. Just wondering though if they're actually going to be big enough. They're a bit lost, aren't they? So I think we will make our own tags quickly. So I've got some of these scraps of this card, and I thought we could make a nice tag in each of them. So we'll find the two best pieces and we'll do that. So I think if we make them, we just mark this with a pencil, about there maybe. Let's have a look. I'm just going to use my guillotine quickly. Stand up and these are identical, so I think around about there would be fine. And are we straight? I'm just going to look at this edge here, straighten that up. That's fine. Now these bits do come in handy sometimes, so we're going to make a tag shape, and we're do them like that, I think. So we want that piece as a template so that we have them exactly the same. And we're just going to cut along there. And get rid of the glue. And there we have our tags. Now let's just see what they look like. Yeah, I think those would be fine. So we're going to collage these and then we're going to decorate them. So let's get going. So let's put a piece of this down, I think. Now my tear ruler fell down on the floor and has disappeared. Now just use my normal ruler then. So I think we're going to cover, actually what we could do is stick that on there. I think that would be the easiest way. So we're just going to stick this to this page. Just check what's on the other side. I'd rather have that side because I could see the word omen. And now the glue was working a second ago. Now it's decided it doesn't want to work. Oh gosh. Maybe it doesn't want me to use this. Oh, it's coming now. Well, it's very quiet here at the moment. I'm going to glue that down, so that's going to be the back. Okay, and we will do the same with the other one. So we're going to have dictionary paper as our background, which I think will be nice. I don't know what my husband's doing. He's just, from the garden centre we went to, has a fish shop, not as in fresh fish for eating shop, fish for tank fish shop. And we have a fish tank at home here, and we wanted a couple more fish. Well, we've always fancied a snail, but my daughter has accidentally got a snail in there. Do you know what omen's on the front? I didn't think. Yeah, they bought a live plant for theirs. Harry, my grandson, has a little tank in his room, and they bought a live plant and it must have had a snail on it. And, well, actually no, it wasn't Rachel, it was Charlotte, my other daughter Charlotte, and it wasn't in Harry's tank, it was in Charlotte's tank that she and her partner have, and it had a snail on it and they didn't realise. And it was one of these snails, I think they're hermaphrodites in that they can lay eggs without a male or female partner. And the tank was overrun with all these snail eggs and snails. And we were looking at the fish today, and my husband was asking the assistant for advice, and we happened to say, you know, we wanted something that would clean the algae, really, because it can be a problem. So I'm just going to distress around these now. And she said, we've got, the only snails that we have in here that we buy are the ones that do not reproduce. And I said, thank goodness for that. I said, because we would love to have a snail, but after my daughter's experience, it put us off. And she said, I know. She said, as soon as you mention snail to any customers, they straight away say, oh, no, we don't want snail. no, 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 we don't want to have a tank overrun with snails. So they've got a bit of a bad reputation. Anyway, these particular snails do not reproduce at all. And they had a few different varieties, so we bought 4. And she said, I guarantee, because our tank's quite big, and she said, I guarantee they will be able to clean your tank. So I'm hoping they will, otherwise they will be made redundant. So we want a tag to go into these, so we want to sort of pick up the colour. So quite like one of them to have some of this on. So I'm going to just collage a few strips on each one. As my tear ruler has fallen down, I suspect it's gone down the side of my desk. I don't want to be scrabbling about for it while we're on camera, so I'm just going to tear them. Even though we all know I have tearing skills of a gnat, I think. And now, is that going to be long enough? Do I want it a bit longer? I do really. Okay, so I'm trying to hold it with my left hand and tear with my right. And I think there is a knack to it, and I'm trying to encourage myself to get it right. So I think if you hold your thumb flat down on it, so I don't think it matters that it's slightly directional. It's really just a background piece. So I have that there, I think, like that. For that one, get rid of these. I'm not keeping any more really tiny scraps because I'm like the snails, I'm overrun with them now. So I've decided no more. So we've got a nice piece here which has got lovely pinks in the background. I think that would be nice. Try and be a bit quicker for you. A bit paranoid now, I know that 2 subscribers have dropped off. Oh, very sad. Oh well. Can't be helped, can it? So I want something in between those 2 that is a bit darker. Our music page, I think, is going to. So we want, in effect, we're going to put these birds on, I think. So let's find something else to stand out under this pile. So I have a bit of coffee dyed paper. That would be quite nice. Just the edge of it, really. So we could have that like that, except I don't want that raw edge showing. But that's a little bit do you think that's wishy-washy? It could be, couldn't it? About some music paper, that would be nice. Let's see, which side do we want? All for me. take all for me off. We don't want that. And that's a bit better. It's a bit darker than the dictionary page. So we want to put these birds on anyway if we can get them on. So I think that would be fine. Let's just take that off. Okay, let's see what they look like inked up. I feel like my fingers and hands are really inky and gluey, and I got that feeling where I want to wash them. So that is what I shall do as soon as this is finished. So that's quite nice. Once you've inked round them, I think it really defines them a bit if they're paler. It's hard to get the amount of ink you want, really, doing it like this. That's going to be covered up, that piece, but I just like to know that there is a bit of ink on it. Oof, right. So let's move that round up like that. And that there like that, I think. Okay, we're going to put those down before I change my mind. So I don't know, I'm not making these to go into the Peacock Journal. I've just put up another episode of the Peacock Journal, and we're getting to the stage where we need to sort of go through the signature and see what we want to do with the pages. I have, with the challenges I've been doing, the Dee Dee Farago hashtag 2021 TCTC, which has been various pockets, I have actually made a few things in that challenge for the Peacock Journal, and I feel like I've got absolutely loads. It feels like I've got loads of bits of ephemera now for it that I've actually made, as well as the digital kits. So I'm using a mixture of 3 kits now. Janie B's Proud Peacock kit. The main kit I'm using is Calico Collage. Spring Peacock kit, but you know, I know spring is nearly sprung. We're in June already, so I'm going to have to keep tearing in a certain direction, see which direction is the best for this. I want to try and keep a bit of that writing around it on. Yes, so it won't be called a Spring Peacock Journal anyway, it's just I'm using Calico Collage's kit. So I think we need to take some more off of here. And the other kit I'm using is, let me think now, a kit by, it's Victoria Designs Proud Peacock kit. It's Janie B's Peacock kit. It's mainly Calico Collage's Spring Peacock kit. And on top of that, I have printed out some nice cards and things from Digital Mandragora, which is a nice site. So I'm going to put that up there like that. It's lovely thick paper, this is very nice. It's a lovely book, it's absolutely beautiful. But the only problem is, really, well, it's not a problem, is that the pages are vertical, the way they turn. So I'm going to put that up a bit higher and have that there like that. And then we're going to put something underneath. So we'll just leave that one to dry, and then we will collage this one. And just drop that piece of music paper on the floor. I think everything's sticking to my fingers. So we're going to have that on. I can see the word SOD, although it's not meant as a swear word at the bottom. It's pertaining to grass and earth. So we'll have that one, and let's see what else have we got. We've got some of this, which is pretty, which I think would go. Let's tear a bit of this off and see what that looks like. That has some bits of ivy on it and a nice like fern. Well, that's, again, I've seemed to have torn that down in the wrong direction. Guess the direction of the paper. Okay, so we could have that. It's nice with pinks and greens on it. This, we could take the bottom piece off, I think, like that. And then I think we will have some of this green, because I want it to be quite delicate, you see. That's what I'm sort of aiming for. I don't want anything too in your face. So I don't want any straw paper, or because it's not dark. It's called the Rose Cafe, so to me that's quite a delicate, you know, place to be in. I don't like the squared edges. I like them to, I don't know, be a bit different. Same with this one. Don't like that. Okay, let's sync those up. I don't want to be here forever with you, otherwise, you know, maybe it's because my videos just lately have been a bit long, it's putting people off, I don't know. But you can see it's a bit worrying for me, you know. I am new, I am, you know, learning every day, but then I think crafters on here and the community that I'm in have also got a lot of new things to learn and bring different ideas in every day, you know. So I think we're all learning, and the good thing about it is there aren't any right or wrong ways of doing things. But you know, sometimes somebody's accent, somebody's way of talking can get on somebody's nerves, and they just don't really want to watch that video. So I totally understand, because at the end of the day, I'm also watching YouTube videos. You know, I have my favourites, and when I've got time, I do my best to actually watch as many as I can. So I like that. So that's what we're going to go with. Right. You know, and I've looked around YouTube, and there are thousands and thousands and thousands of people doing very similar things. And I guess, you know, maybe it helps if you have an Etsy shop, if you have a Facebook page dedicated to your craft, if you have an IG page dedicated to it, you know, I don't know. I just don't know. And maybe, as usual, which is one of my faults, I'm overthinking everything. Again, And that, you know, just because 2 people have dropped off doesn't mean the end of the world. So that's what I'm trying to tell myself. So I'm carrying on regardless. And that is that. So you're stuck with me, I'm afraid. But I am very, very grateful to you people that are on my channel and have stuck with me so far. So we've put that one on there, and I thought we could put these, I don't know if we could fit these 2 on actually. We may have to. Oh, I don't want to chop anything off, that's the trouble. Let me just tear it out as close to the edges as I can get. And that is very close because that's nearly took his beak off, but not quite. And tiny bit round his head. And round that one. Now that is definitely going to be too big, so I'm going to have to sacrifice one of these birds. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? Okay, maybe we won't use the bird if I don't feel like I want to do that. So let's have a look. What else have we got? We've got some more Tim Holtz flowers. What else have we got over here? We've got a bit of this, which is white doily that's been tinged with pink. We could have a corner of that, I guess. Just the end of it. I think this is a die cut doily. Doesn't feel like a normal doily to me. No, I don't know if I like that even. Okay, what else have we got? Ah, I've got some die cut butterflies that Violet made for me. And where have I put those? So Violet Duran has a shop on eBay and she makes these lovely, well, all sorts of die cuts. And if they're not there, you can ask for them. She will make whatever you ask for. So I quite like this. That's nice, that one. So I want to put a label on them anyway. So I think out of these, it's either the small one or the big one. I think that's a bit big personally. Yeah, I like those. I think we'll go with one of those. And do we want a pink one or do we want a green one? I know that you'd maybe the pink. You're probably all shouting, no, green, green, green. Put the green one on. Put those all back. I just spotted this lovely dragonfly, but again, he's too big. That's nice, having a dragonfly in there. Okay, so we've got him. So I think he does need to go on to something. So I'm going to put him on a bit of cheesecloth would be nice, wouldn't it? A bit of cheesecloth maybe. And what about some tea bag? Let's see if this tea bag is light enough. Have a look for a nice piece that's lightish. So let's have a look before we tear it up what it would look like. Oh, I think that would be quite nice. This is where I get tea into the mix of sticky hands, dirty, gluey, sticky, inky hands, and then tea. Because no matter how much you empty these tea bags, they always seem to have tea in them somewhere. There's an aeroplane or a helicopter going over. We seem to be in the flight path for Chinooks. That's not a Chinook, but we are on there. I think there's obviously Bryce Norton, which is Oxfordshire, which is a military camp, and we are on the other side of so we're Buckinghamshire, which borders Oxfordshire. So we don't want that too high, because we have to remember we've got to put a hole in it. I think that's quite nice. We just want to get a piece of web or something flat to see whether I prefer it. Yes, I'm not making these for a specific journal at the moment. These I thought would just go in my stash, and stick the pin back in there. Okay, so this would go in my stash. Excuse my noisy chair. So does he look better on that? Or should we layer him up? That would be quite nice, wouldn't it? Perhaps we'll do that. We'll just cut into these straight edges like that, just so that there's enough left over. Oh, that's quite nice actually. I think that'd be fine. I don't know with the tag. I'm thinking we have to put that, say, in here. That has got to be glued down quite well, hasn't it? Let's see, take the tea bag away. We just have it like that, I think, because I think I can't make my mind up. Can you tell? Tea bag was thinner. I think we'll stick with the tea bag. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to put some glue on this. Some of these are from herbal tea bags that I didn't even like the taste of. So let's put a press down there like so. And we put this on. So I thought, oh, I'm not going to waste them. Nobody else wanted them. I had them in my drawer in the office. So I thought, oh, I'm going to use them for crafting. So they're now up here in one of my drawers. Okay, so put that down like that. Right, we can just trim that edge off on the back. We'll just give that, I don't think I inked around the back of this one. Don't know if I did the other one. I did do the other one. Okay, right. Now we want to label. So get the favourite labels, which are Tracy Fox, and see what we've got in here. So we've got green, blue, or the red Oh, we have got brown. Brown is fern, so we don't have a fern as such on it. So that'd be quite nice. It's a bit too much red. I should have gone through these and chosen some, shouldn't I? What does it say on that? Botany. Don't like that. I like it, but not on there. I think it's too big. About that one. That's quite a nice colour. Or this one. That's quite nice, actually. Maybe that one could go there. Oh, that's nice, actually. I like that one. So we're going to use those. So we're going to ink around these, put a hole in. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to put a hole in these because they're quite thin. But quite thin to have one of those metal fasteners in. Someone else's dog now. That there. That one says Saturday. Pleasant something went to the something mill. I got something of sawdust, a load of sawdust. Mo has been up to John. And that's it. I don't know, somebody's little note. Probably got some sawdust for their animal or garden or something. Right, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put some lace toppers on. And maybe we'll use the same lace. Yes, we will, I think, as we had on there, on the pocket. I think that's too high, dear. I was thinking of just gluing it on. I'm not keen on stapling. I guess because I'm always using a stapler at work. Whether to do it that way round and have it just on the front like that, or at the back. That would be quite nice. Now I wonder if that will stay on. So let's get 2 pieces about that length. Fiddly. My hands are covered in glue. Okay. Going to use the 3-in-1 beacon. And which way am I going to do it? We're going to do it that way. Or am I going to do it that way? I guess that's quite nice. So let's put some beacon on there like that, and on the other side. Let's see what happens. Just make sure, yes, it's the right way round, and it's in the middle, and it's still a bit long, that, so I'm just going to put some more down there. Oh, I don't think I've ever used a... Well, I tell you what, we'll put that on like that. I'm just going to cut this one down a bit, I think. And we'll do the same with this one. Get the right side. In the middle, like so. Ooh, move it up slightly. Oh gosh, I'm sticking to everything now. Oh gosh. Oh, let's put that back on there before it starts going gloopy. And this one, just for a moment. So we have two tags. Now I'm thinking of putting something on there and there, just to take that edge off. So have a look at our box of Delights, Bling, and I think we'll have one of these on each. Put those back in. Okay, and we probably better use the Beacon 3-in-1. So we're just going to put the glue onto the piece. Gosh, it's gone very gloopy. One. Two. So there we have two tags. Oh, can you see them there? To go into our two pockets. So we'll have the bird in that one, like so, and we will have the butterfly in there, like so. Move everything out of the way. Just put my scissors back. Cap my glue, get rid of this rubbish. I'm also being severe, I'm throwing away scraps of the webbing too. So there we have our pieces. That is hashtag 2021 TCTC episode, well, I thought it was episode 25, but Dee Dee's put it up as episode 26 and I could not see episode 25 in it. So we've made two tags for the pockets and we have them there, and that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and take care everyone, and think of me tomorrow on Monday when I have a day off and no working day. It's not a day of leave, it's a non-working day because I'm now not working on Mondays, and I just can't believe it. I really can't. I've worked since I was 16. I even worked when I was a single mum and my girls were 6 and 3 to fit round them and their nursery and school and everything, and I've worked full time all that time, and I just think, gosh, for the first time in my whole life, apart from when the girls were little, and I did obviously have to work part-time around the school and playgroup and nursery, it's the first time that I've actually been able to cut my days down, and I can't wait. So think of me tomorrow. I should be planning ahead now, and hopefully my channel will just get better and better. So please stick with me. Please comment, give me a thumbs up, and hit that bell so that you get notified of any future videos I do, and I will be very grateful, and I do really appreciate all your support. So thank you very much. Take care everyone. Bye bye.